Last week on the show, we visited Gaza Dairy Farm where passion meets innovation.
Software of Uniform Agri as a farmer helps you to keep track of your animals even when you're not there.
You can see that now what I have in the phone is exactly the same as in the computer.
This farm currently produces 370 liters from 22 cows at 16.8 average milk production and still on the increase. Today, we continue to get more insight from the doctor on how best to keep dairy cows. It pays off.
I put some demonstration farms here for farmers who come to visit and also for feeding cows to know the different types of pastures that we can grow on our farms. Now, this one is called Alfalfa or Lucerne. It is a legume. Legumes are the pastures that have a lot of protein in them. This one can have around 20% to 24% of protein, and it's the best actually milk producing legume around, except that it requires that you weed it on time and give it manure and give it water for it to sustain. You can have several cuttings. So this is called Lucerne. And then here we've just harvested another one. It's called Lab. These are broad leaves. You chop, you cut, and mix in the feeds. Okay, Lab. It's around 14% protein. This is another interesting legume also. It's called sunhep. It grows very well. It brings a lot of herbage, and it has good protein also. I think around 16%. And then we have now the other pastures which we can see from up here. We've just harvested most of them, so they are regrowing. And you harvest, you weed, and then they regrow. So this is a form of pasture they call Bracharia. Okay, this is Bracharia species. You can make hay out of it. This is called Panicum maximum. It's a form of mukonzi. It also has a lot of herbage. The protein content is a bit low, but it's very good herbage. So we have harvested this one twice, I think. It's just been harvested. This is Napier, the Pakchong Napier. In addition to this, there are some hedge trees that we grow, like Glycidia. And then down there you shall see Caliandra. Okay? And then we grow the maize also. There are maize gardens around the farm, all around the farm, and we are going to start the silage making process. So basically those are the feeds that you mix to make the cows give you milk. And we encourage farmers that before you start farming, have a plan for pastures. At least the costs will come down.
It's amazing the passion this farmer exhibits on the farm given his busy schedule.
You grow with the farm, and that's what we've done, what I've done with farming. We started with a simple structure of wood. You can see the other ones, we're going to break it actually. That was, I think, our second structure or something like that. We started with simple wooden structures and bought a few cows, 4 cows that year. And then I added, I think, 6 cows. And then from there onwards, I was doing artificial insemination and delivering cows. So, and then before we started to get so many cows, we also grew pastures. The reason why we are not milking them to their capacity is that I don't milk them 3 times. I milk them 2 times. And purposefully, it's because my system doesn't have the mechanization to feed these cows on time, to mix the food on time, and give it to them like they're supposed to get it. So I would prefer not to overstrain them because I know that the system may not be able to feed them the way they're supposed to be fed. So we milk them twice. and they would range from around 16 to 30, 36, 35, 34 liters, all right, with an average of around 2022. So, but that is fine. So the issue is that I have the genetics that would even give me 40 liters, but that's what I do. Like you've seen from the milking, 15 liters. If you make 15 liters 8 hourly, that would be 40 liters, roughly. But you make it twice and it will still give you 30 liters. Why? Because that's what you can manage. And that's the way it goes. But as we go on developing, probably we shall reach there.
Housing for cows varies from no housing to totally confined units. Facilities that provide protection from heat, stress, and muddy conditions in the holding pens, resting areas, and feeding areas will ensure adequate feed intake and milk production.
Structure basically has you begin with the channel, a drainage channel down there, and then when you build the drainage channel, then you leave an alley where the cows walk, and then you have a bed. Those are the sections where they sleep. And then you leave this middle section, and it depends, the middle section, the width depends on what you want to do. If you have plans in the future of using tractors, you make it wide like this, all right? But otherwise, the other alley is around 4 meters for the cows to turn, bypass each other and that kind of thing and keep feeding. But they sleep their side and they feed from here. But we made it wide because if we are going to use tractors to deliver feeds in the future, the tractor can easily come in and get out. Yeah. So basically that's what it is. And the service is available. They can give you the machine, and you can get a machine even of 1 cow, 2 cows, 4 cows, 8 cows. So you can, they keep building it up. I think the starting machine is around 10 million for 2 cows. 10 million for 2 cows.
When we return, we meet the 2 amazing young brains behind the Uni Agri app, plus get to know your market options. The agriculture sector in Uganda is the backbone of our economy, and it's against this background that the young generation is innovating and inventing new ways of farming. Brian and Ainea are supplying farmers with the best user-friendly software solutions that are helping them manage better and maximize milk production.
Well, what motivated us to start up this kind of program in Uganda is from our experience in Israel, we realized that people there are really doing production on a small scale, but with state-of-the-art systems that make production quite easy, quite efficient, and very productive. So we, were astonished by those systems. We came up here and said, look, we can do the same here because we have the potential. We have the good climate, we have the good fertile soils, we have the good breeds, and it's not a surprise that we are the Pearl of Africa. Why? Because we have the potential to perform well in agriculture. How this program comes up, Uniform Agri. Uniform Agri is Dutch based software. It's been in operation for about 30 years now in all over the world, and so we found out that if we partner with them and introduce such systems, then for sure our farmers will appreciate, because a case in point, for how long will you buy books? Will you buy books for 10 years? Because these are the systems we are using here in Uganda and in our neighboring countries. We are keeping records in the book, and for sure this is it's not a sustainable way of keeping records. And with this system, you're sure that you'll have a dashboard that will give you a summary of your herd, that will group your herd, that will advise you, like I will tell you later in detail, that will advise you how best you can transform your farm from a subsistence kind of farm to doing farming as a business. Why? Because of the records. The records help you to know how much you put in and how much you earn from what you put in. So this is the way to go. For sure the future is in line with technology. Everything can be run with technology. With technology, work is easy, work is fast, work is actually very accurate in your work, and you can give attention to other things. What you're seeing right here is what is called a dashboard. But before the dashboard, this system helps you to capture data about each individual cow on the farm. It will capture the ear tag of the cow, it will capture the color of the cow, it will capture the date of birth of the cow, it will capture the status of the cow, if it's pregnant, if it's on heat, and all those details like I will later explain to you. So when you come to the dashboard, you will see different colors here. This is a herd summary. Herd summary means a summary of your cows according to their status. And then it will also have a list of attentions. List of attentions means that with the software, because we have lots of things we do out of the farm, and sometimes we forget what needs to be done with the cows. So the software will give you reminders and warnings in case you are delaying to do a certain action, in case you need to prepare to do something. For instance, the software will remind you a week prior to calving or a week prior to when the cow is supposed to give birth. We have challenges locally, especially for people who leave cows to go out and graze in the farm outside the paddocks. If you're not sure of when the cow is supposed to give birth, sometimes cows need assistance while giving birth, and if there is nobody to assist, then there are two possibilities: that the cow will die while giving birth, or the calf will die while it is calving down. So when the software warns you of when this cow will be giving birth, so you prepare and also alert your workers and tell them, hey, you need to keep a look at a certain cow or a certain group of cows, so that we will not have a challenge while calving. Also here you can see some graphs. These graphs are KPIs, or what we call key performance indicators. These graphs will show you how each individual cow is performing. For instance, I will choose a cow like cow number 435. On one page you can see a lot of details. So we can see that on this page, cow number 435 last gave birth on this date. Okay, that is the actual. This same cow, we can find information that its date of birth is this. It was born on this date, this month, this year. Its age, 2 years. Animal type, it's a dairy cow. Sex, it is female. A hair color, it is red. These other details they connect with the links if there are tags with chips. Then you will also see on the same profile page of the same cow, you will also see the production, milk production per day. So like this cow gave birth on this day, and these are the milkings. Then it will also show you the data, information about reproduction. Now it is telling us that it last gave birth on this day. On the same page we shall find health and treatments, in case you give some treatments to the cow, maybe it was sick, it was weak, so you'll have all the information here. Then pedigree, this is information about the calves, all its calvings, the young ones it has given birth to. If I choose a cow with many lactations, let's say cow number 61. Cow number 61, we can see that it has given birth to all these calves. On each page you can see information about each calf, when it was born, the sex of that calf. You know, it's just from one page. You can also see its milkings per day, how it has been milked. Also the lactations. This means you know, how many times it has given birth and to which cows on the farm it has given birth to. Then also you can have a picture of each cow on its profile page. If you want to say take a picture of each cow and, you know, attach on its profile page, I could take you through. So you just come to this page, you see there's here a space for uploading a photo. So you choose photo, you go to edit, so you choose a picture from your gallery. Let's say we take this cow and you say, okay, this is the cow picture. So you confirm and then it will appear on the page of this cow. So you can do this for every cow. You just enter your computer and you're able to have all the information about the cow plus the picture of that cow. If you're a farmer and you're never in the farm, maybe the farm is up country, you're in Kampala working, and you need to get updates about your farm through your phone. So this program helps you to connect with the main system at the farm. How? You can download in the phone. You can go to iOS or Play Store and you search Uniform Agri and you're able to find an application. Once you have the application there, just a minute. So when you go to the App Store, you'll find something like this, Uniform Agri. You download it, then click continue. You say, I already have the software. Click continue. So you scan the QR here with the one in the computer. You scan once. This you scan once. We scan like this, put our password, done, and we connect. So we want information in this computer, all the information in the computer to be uploaded in the phone. Every cow in the computer must come to the phone automatically. So if you check this, you can see that now what I have in the phone is exactly the same as in the computer. 20 cows are open, 20 cows are open, 21 cows were inseminated, 21 cows were inseminated, 36 cows are pregnant, 36 cows are pregnant. The international market has been banning and confiscating products that have no traceability, products that don't have any information that talks about them. So how do we then, because that is one challenge we have here, I think, in Uganda, why we are not selling most of our products on the international market, because the international market cannot track back where the product source, how it was produced, the process it went through, the person in charge, so that in case of a problem, because they do this because they want to know in case of a problem, how can we trace back the cause of the problem. So if we resort to such systems where you have all the information, let's say you want to sell your cow on the international market, because here maybe it's worth 5 million Ugandan shillings, but on the international market it could be worth 10 millions. The reason you cannot sell it there is because there is no information to talk about the cow. There is no information about production in milk to say, this cow is worth this much because it's a good cow, it's been producing milk like this. So if you record information, let's say in such a system, and somebody comes to your farm to buy a certain cow, you have all details about when it was born, how old it is, how it's been performing in milk production, if it has not had any health issues, and then your product will be worth millions of money.
So this app will help you. First of all, you have all the records concerning the cows, so you know how much you have invested in the cow from day one when the cow was born up to the last day when you want to sell it. This app will show you the number of veterinary doctors that have visited your farm. So in this sense, you're able to tell that this veterinary doctor treated my cow maybe with this particular drug. So at the end of the day, how does that help you in curbing the diseases? Even when the doctor is not around, you can use the same information you have in the data, in the system, to treat the animal. Yeah. So another thing is about the number of animals at your farm. You'll be able to know that actually animal A or animal B is sick. So it will be easy for you to isolate that animal from the herd, because you always get alerts from the software. So it will be easy for you to isolate the animals and be put in maybe in a separate paddock, and that one will help you in preventing diseases at your farm. Then another way how the app helps you in preventing diseases, as you can see here, we have feeds. In the system, we have the types of feeds these cows are being fed on. So in case of any challenge, maybe that the disease has come out from the feeds, yeah, you're able to actually know that maybe the feeds that I gave to my cows the last week were not of good quality. So that one will help you in changing the feeds. If you change the feeds and maybe the disease is persistent, you can maybe know the challenge is not with the feeds. Maybe the disease is coming from maybe people who visit our farm, and maybe so many factors mentioned on.
The milk farm gate price now is 1,500. Some of it is taken from here, some of it we deliver it to nearby town, up to Gayaza. I have a small tukutuku that takes it there. Yeah, so that's where we are doing it. But if you go up to town and you open up a small shop, then you can get more. Or I'm planning to do an ATM machine that will take it to around 30,000 as the intermediary before I go do value addition like yogurt or other things.
Risks and challenges on Gaza Dairy Farm have been minimized considerably but not entirely, among which is human resource training and finances.
The challenges that we faced, of course, with animals is sometimes deaths or illnesses that are not easy to control once in a while. But the other thing, of course, is human resource management. Human resource management is a challenge. We need a lot of training for dairy, people to understand your workers should be trained and they understand the cow behavior, they understand the cow discipline, not to just milk the milk out of the cow when they have given it nothing, when it has not eaten. Because if you do that imbalance, sometimes the cow can even drop because it has been over milked. These cows are so productive that sometimes they give you milk beyond what they have put in, especially when they have just given birth. So if your workers don't understand that process, then it's a problem. We can sell the heifers if we have a problem.
How much would it be?
10 million. Yeah. If you have an issue to solve, emergency or whatever, you can sell the heifer.
And this won't be for long. He is already devising means of creating an alternative income from doper sheep.
These are called doper sheep. During our tours of Dairy Farmers Network farmers, we found that all Kenyans were looking after these sheep. They are animals which are easy to look after. They are very good animals to look after when you're a cattle farmer, because as we saw there, selling your animal may not be that easy if you're milking it. But these are animals which multiply so fast, and when you have an issue, you can sell 10 of them and then solve the problem and keep your animals. So we encourage the dairy farmers to look after these kind of small ruminants. They are better than goats in this setting because goats are jumpy. They keep going everywhere. But these animals, as you can see the way they are grazing, they graze carpet, area by area. They don't need somebody to look after them actually. You just release them, they will just eat where they are. Let me give you the economics of the cow. A cow, imagine this cow that gives us 30 liters, even with 2 milkings. Each liter is 1,500. That is what? 45,000 that day.
times 30. That is how many? That's around what? That is around 1.35 million per month. Take off what it feeds. If you say it feeds maybe 10,000 per day and management, so you have 900,000 worth of that cow. It is not. That is better than a rental house, because here you don't have issues like depreciation, and two, it's going to be carrying a baby every year. Gives you even a better cow every year with that baby. It means that selling that cow it's not an easy decision, and you are also better off than somebody who builds a house of 60 million and it gets 500,000 out of it. All right. So this cow is a very precious item in that regard. This cow farm is 40 acres, but I do contract farming for maize. I do contract farming with with our neighbors, where they grow maize and they sell it to us, and we make silage. So it's an environment that can enable me to do that. Otherwise, it would be that I need 100 acres to do that. But because of the potential for contract farming, I can push to even 200 cows. Yeah.
Next week on the show, Seeds of Gold brings you a very unique enterprise in Uganda.
This is the Vulturean guinea fowl. It's the most beautiful in the guinea fowl family. I have this bird. It's called Braham chicken. Actually, it is the biggest chicken breed. This one is just 2 months old.
People are thinking outside of the box to make money. It's a bird breeding farm with all dark breeds. For details, make an appointment with us.